Hey y'all, hey, we are back for another review of Sisters on BET. We're on season 2, episode 20. Let's just jump right into it. So last episode, we saw Andy on her way to getting her ass whooped. So the beginning of this episode is her actually getting jumped in the parking deck by Jasmine, Gary's ex-wife or soon to be ex-wife, and two of her comrades. But, Fatima steps in. Fatima pulls up at the right time and saves the day as usual. She pulls the toolie out of her purse and she's basically like, all right, get away from her. What the hell is going on? I'm about to air this bitch out. Basically is what Fatima said. And Jasmine don't really care about being shot. She has nothing to lose according to her and she don't care. She just want to beat up Andy. She don't care about nothing else that's going on. And so, but Timmy's like, what's going on? Tell me what's the problem? Like, what's going on? And Jasmine is just, again, she don't care. She told her, if you about that life, just shoot me. Do what you gonna do. She don't care. She ain't scared of the gun. Right. So, Fatima's like, okay, well, I'm not scared to shoot you as well. I ain't caught a body in quite some time. So what's up? And Andy's telling her, chill, calm down. It's all right. You ain't got to shoot her. Blah, blah, blah. Chill out. Now, had it been me in the heat of the moment, you'd have been a shot, bitch. I couldn't have calmed Fatima down. I wouldn't have gave a damn, but I'd have took the gun myself and shot you. Because what you're not going to do is jump me. I mean, but Andy was kind of in the wrong because she is still messing with Gary. But still, I'm just saying, just principle of the matter. I'd have shot you. I'd have been within my right because it was 3 of y'all. I was just trying to save my life, self-defense. Whatever. All right, so Fatima's still trying to figure out what's going on. She tells her, look, I'm about to shoot you, and then her friends take off. Jasmine's friends take off and leave her ass standing there looking crazy. So, Jasmine tells her, I'm about to go, but it's not over with. You better keep your eyes open because I'm not done. I'm coming back for you. Basically, so Anthony needs to stay on her toes at this point. And then we switch gears, and she wants to know, like, Fatima, appreciate you, but why you got a gun? But first of all, Andy, go back a second. Andy reminds Fatima, like, no, you can't shoot that girl because you're trying to be a lawyer. Like, you got to remember, like, you've been an aide for a while, but you want to be a lawyer, so you don't want to lose everything you're working for Jasmine, which makes sense, I guess, child. So Fatima tells her, I'm a single woman in Atlanta. I got to stay strapped. Basically, like, with the subtone of, girl, why don't you have one? Like, I'm just saying, you out here living trife. You need to have one yourself. So, whatever, they're talking about it, and tells her, I am happy you had it in this instance, but I need to go home and change. So she, they part ways, and Hayden, oh God, I don't even want to talk about him anymore. Hayden pops out of the shadows, just very much creepy, and, telling Fatima, how do you think the boss would feel with you and Andy out here scrapping in the parking deck, and I was videotaping the whole thing. Strike one, because, sir, how old are you? When the lady don't want you, well, what else can you do? 2, so you sat there the whole time and saw Andy getting jumped, and you just sat in the car recording? Trash. Very trash behavior. 3, Fatima don't give a damn. Fatima was willing to shoot the hell out of Jasmine. She don't care. So Fatima told him, okay, you tell them what you need to tell them, and I tell them what you did to Zach, and we'll see how they feel about both situations, and whatever. Now she tells me, I didn't want you, I were sleeping with you, blah, 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 whatever, but he's, still has his nose to the sky, and he still thinks that there's some sort of hope there for some weird reason. Yeah, what else is next? So she reminds him about Zach, and that is the end of that. Jacoby. Back at the bank, Jacoby makes Maurice some coffee as his peace offering and claims that he further understands Maurice because Bree has educated him. Who is Bree? Sabrina. Sir, y'all have only been on one date. Y'all have only been to one happy hour together. Why are you giving this lady nicknames? It's a lot. You're doing too much to be so new to the situation. But okay, sure. And Maurice asks him, why are you so familiar already? My same question. Why are you so familiar to be calling the girl Bree all goddamn ready? But okay, sure. And so he asks Maurice about Calvin being with the other dude the other night. They're kind of getting along, kind of chit-chatting a little bit, and a customer walks in. And the customer is one of Maurice's friends. Very flamboyant, very living his life, very in his truth. And he comes to take Maurice to lunch because he wants to apologize to Maurice. Why does he want to apologize to Maurice? Because Maurice ran into his one night stand at the apartment the night prior. What apartment? The same apartment in the same room that he thought Calvin was in. His friend used his spare key to bring his jump off into his house because he didn't want to, because his boyfriend was home. And he reminds me, he's like, you've let me do that before. I just, figured I could. I'm sorry that you had to run into him. I was so out of it, I couldn't, get up and say anything. But, I'm sorry about that. Kiki. And Marcus is like, no, ain't no kiki, because there's nothing funny about it, because I thought you were Calvin. So there's this whole scenario that has come from this mistake, basically. And so the dude, Marcus is basically living and telling me, like, I don't accept your apology. I don't want your invite to dinner. Don't use my key no more. We're good, bro. Like, we ain't friends no more because we got too much going on, basically. So, Sabrina shows up and Marcus is doing anything to not having to tell her the full and the truth at this point. So he just leaves under the guise of him going to lunch. All right. So Andy calls Gary and tells him, instead of coming to the parking deck, just come to the house. Just don't worry about it right now. Just come to the house. She didn't tell him anything that was going on. And he's more, again, inundated with the fact, inundated with asking her, like, are you going to wear the ring for the rest of the day until I see you at 5 o'clock? Blah, blah, blah. She tells him, yeah, who cares? What the hell ever. So she's going to have the ring on until 5 o'clock. There's a knock on the door and it's a police officer. The police officer is there to take her report because she's going to be filing charges. She wants Jasmine to arrest for jumping her. Which, all right, girl, if you want to go that route, that's cool as well. So, what was interesting about this scene is she actually had her report already written up, typed up, witnesses already lined up on the sheet of paper. She want to press charges. All she's worried about when they're going to pick up. That's cool. But how are the cops just going to take a pre-written statement? I've never seen that before. That was very weird to me. I would assume you'd have to write your statement with them in place so that they can read your body language and all these other things that they're trying to do. But I guess not. We'll go with it because it's TV world, right? Right. All right, cool. So all you want to know is when they're picking Jasmine up. And then he says that he's seen her before. Like, this whole time they're talking, he's just kind of looking at her like, how you know somebody. Like, you're talking to them. You're sure you know them from somewhere, but you can't quite put your finger on it. So he's kind of looking at her like, yeah. Okay, boom. So I know you. And so the minute that he remembers her from the courthouse. Being a lawyer, she has to go to the courthouse quite often in order to do her job. And he always notices her, but he never talked to her because he assumed she was married. Boom. Glances down and he sees that forever ring that she has on, and continues with his assumption that she is married. Sorry guys, I had some wine, so get a little tongue tied. All right, so he continues with his assumption that Andy is married. Makes perfect sense. So that is why Gary is so inundated with the fact of, okay, I'm not married, but I want to keep Andy on the leash. I mean, me and Andy aren't married, yes, but I still want to keep her on the hook because all he keeps talking about is this damn ring, and he knows she can't take it off when she gets ready. So of course, you see somebody you want to pursue, and you see that they have a ring on that left hand, that left ring finger. You're gonna back. You ain't really gonna have too much to say about it, which was, I assume, is his plan, and which it was effective. So yeah. But also with having had seen the ring, he still kind of shoots his little half court shot and gives Andy his business card and tells him, no, it's only about the case, nothing else. Can I text you to let you know, when we pick her up, and to keep you updated on the case. And she agrees, but she hurries him out because she sees that, he's showing interest. Let me hurry up and get him out of the way because I'm focused on Gary. Cool. This whole scene was nice. It was cute or whatever. But what it also was uncomfortable and borderline unprofessional. Hear me out. You are there to collect my statement because I have been a victim of assault, right? If I were a very recent victim of assault, like I just got jumped 5 minutes ago. I go to the house, get washed up, write my statement because I already know how this shit goes. You're just here to pick up my piece of paper and go, and you're more interested in shooting your shot. I'm gonna cuss you the fuck out because, sir, I have a lot going on currently in my life, and I don't have time to be trying to date, sir. I already have a lot going on, so that was definitely a little bit unprofessional to me, in my opinion. Just me. I don't know about anybody else. In my opinion, it was unprofessional because that's not what you were there to do. Kept it professional. He didn't push the envelope on being a date or whatever, but still unprofessional in my opinion. Whatever. I mean, talk to her the next time you see her in the courthouse. Like, now she's at a point where she's in her apartment and it's just you and her. So, she's kind of at a disadvantage. What would happen to her had she said no? She already got one bruised rib. I'm just saying. All right, so moving right along. Calvin asks Maurice. Calvin goes home for lunch and sees Maurice in the apartment and asks him, what he said to Sabrina. And he reiterates that I'm not gay. I keep telling her that. I'm tired of telling all that. I'm tired of hearing it as well. Calvin, I'm tired of hearing it. They don't believe it. Let it go. And he reminds Maurice that he was out with the girl last night and he never came home. And what he wants Maurice to do is go back to the bank and clear things up with Sabrina. But he's also still so upset that he doesn't want her to call him anymore. Why do you even care if it's cleared up? If you don't even care that she, doesn't want her to call you anymore, it don't even matter. Clean the situation up don't matter. She still thinks you're gay. This one instance won't change anything. She still believes whatever Maurice or any other one of her friends tells her. So what? And there ain't really no point in clearing the shit up. But if you want to clear it up, sir, that's what we'll go with. So yeah, and he tells Maurice, Maurice tells him that it was his friend in the room. You might want to get rid of that whole mattress. You might want to get rid of everything in that room before you lay back down in there because there was a lot of nastiness happening. So you sort that out. All right, so Maurice goes back to the bank to tell Sabrina what happened. Sabrina is so outdone with Maurice, she doesn't even say anything. She just walks out and he's just nervous. Like, girl, say something, laugh, shoot me, beat me up, kill me, I don't know, just something. So, Sabrina just walks out and he's like, oh, hell, this girl about to kill me. Because Maurice is the third party in this thing. At this point, he's the middleman. He always passing some damn information along. So, yeah, he's pretty much too involved at this point. He's been way too involved, but definitely way too involved again at this point. All right, so over at the airport, Zach wants to know if Danny delivered his message to Karen about him being locked up and, she's being so bitter about the situation, blah, blah, blah. Danny tells, and, they're just chatting, and Danny tells Sabrina, and then Sabrina walks up as they're talking. All right, Sabrina walks up while they're talking, and, Zach walks away, and Danny tells Sabrina about Jack. Jack? Who is Jack? I have no idea. Danny tells Sabrina about Zach going to jail and it being Karen's fault, blah, 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 whole situation. And then Sabrina tells Danny about what happened to Maurice with the Maurice and Calvin situation. And then she tells Danny what she said in the voicemail and whatever and whatnot. Danny tells her, she's sick of the BS. Danny, same. I am literally tired of the Sabrina and Calvin saga. Like, child, just let that man be gay if you want to be. Let him be straight. Let him be single. Let him be anything it is that he wants to be. Just leave it the fuck alone. Because I'm tired of talking about it. All right. And Danny says, you don't really like Calvin like that, no way. So just leave him alone. Sabrina agrees, but child, we know that's too easy. That ain't gonna work like that at all. All right, moving right along. Over at the salon, Aaron brings Karen some flowers, and then they go in the back and they start chatting. She wants to ask some lady named Rachel how in the hell she's able to abstain, because she is now married. Whoever Rachel is, she's married now, and we're assuming she abstained before she got married. So Karen wants to know how in the hell did you do that, because I'm not able. Zach shows up as they're coming out of the office from talking, and she says, why are you here? And he wants to talk to her, and she don't want to hear nothing you got to say. So, okay, you don't want to hear what I got to say. We blocked each other. You're going to hear what I have to say in person at your place of business, right? And so Aaron tells her, do you want me to stay? Because he wants to know, like, I can't, after all this time, after as long as we know each other, I can't talk to you without Aaron standing there. And Aaron's like, do you want me to stay? And Karen's like, no, you can go ahead. I'm good, right? So he's just hashing everything out and, airing his grievances right there on the spot, and it's getting a little too hot. So Candace's like, all right, let's just get off the floor. Let's go in the back room and talk about it. Let's hash shit out since you insist on talking about it, right? So, tells her that she got him arrested. He would never do that. look me in my eyes and tell me that you believe I did it. She can't do it. She can't look in that. She can't wholeheartedly look at him in the face and say, like, you stole my money, because, child, that boy did not steal your damn money. You just want to be mad about something, basically. So he's tired of feeling like crap. When he gets money, he's gonna pay her back every dime, because he feels bad just seeing her build her shop from the ground up, and he didn't get a job. He wasn't able to get a job, so he couldn't help her when she was struggling to get that up and running, and he feels really bad about that as a man. So when he when the house thing takes off, he's gonna give her back every dime. That way, she doesn't have to keep beating him over the head with that information, and they can be good. So they're just going back and forth. He basically just wants to pay her for his piece, just so he can be done and wash his hands of the situation. And heated, everybody's heated. We're at the height of being passionate about our issues. They start kissing, and man, goddamn. Now they're about to screw in the broom closet in the back of the salon. Exactly. I'm not excited either, because y'all were out of the situation. Y'all were removed from said toxicity. And one face-to-face argument put you right back in. And I know what it was. I ain't in a position to be monetized yet, so I can say what I want, but I'm gonna say what I want on YouTube. It was the dick got her, because she wasn't getting enough from Aaron, because they celibate, they're abstaining, whatever they doing. So, Karen is having a hard time with being abstinent at this point. So, that's what I think it was. I think the dick pulled her back in, and we're going to be back on the bullshit with Karen and Zach. And I'm just not here for it. I didn't subscribe for none of this. I just really thought she was going to put you out, and we was going to go on with our lives. But from the way him and Fatima be knocking the walls down, I might be able to understand. All right, moving right along. So, Gary shows up at Andy's, and she wants the ring off. And he uses some kind of magnet situation contraption that is attached to his ring to take it off. But, so she tells him that it feels like bondage. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely, Andy. Like, it's the spurts of common sense for me. Like, you recognize the issues, but you're so inundated with the fact of, oh, I need to be married. Oh, I need to have kids. Oh, I need to be a professional woman. Oh, I need to girls. Shit. Anyway, she tells me it feels like it was bondage on her, blah 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 blah. She tells him about the Jasmine situation with her getting jumped. He's worried about her asking if she's okay. Which is a valid question. Which is a valid question, because, sis, has your bruised rib healed yet? That's what I would need for her to keep at the forefront of her mind when she's so Google gaga over Gary. Like, has your bruised rib healed yet? Does it still hurt? Like when Jasmine was punching you in that parking garage, did you not feel the blow to your bruised rib? Like, are you not tired of your body being battered at this point? Is what I want to know. No? Okay, cool. Moving right along. Okay, so Jill and Macy. She finds out Jill and Macy are the two people that came along with Jasmine to jump her because she wants to file charges against them as well. Okay, girl, sure, whatever. And of course, Gary is championing that, because anything that gets rid of Jasmine for him is wonderful. He wants her to go ahead, please hurry, put them in jail. They have no business touching you. Blah blah blah, blah blah blah. And he goes on to further claim that he can't understand. He wants to go fix it, and Eddie tells him no, because remember the last time he went to go fix things with Jasmine, she ended up getting pushed off the top of a doggone parking deck and almost dying. So no, we ain't finna do that. Just sit your ass down and be quiet. He claims that he don't want nobody hurting. He don't want nobody to hurt her. That's why he was so upset. Gary, do you mean nobody except you? Because you had already almost killed her also. Okay, cool. I'm gonna mind my business as well. All right, so now they're planning a life together, and she tells him, if we're going to do this, I'm not giving up my job. I'm not having kids right away. I'm still going to live near my friends. She has other stipulations, and now they're just gaga, kissing it up. Wonderful. Nobody cares. All right. So now he's now that they've settled things, he's worried about her putting that godforsaken ring back on again, and now she's all smiles and bruised ribs and beating the head and whatever else is happening at this point. Yeah. Moving right along. Aaron comes back to the salon. He has left his cell phone in the back room that him and Andy were talking in earlier that day. He hears a bunch of commotion and noise going on in that room, and he also remembers that Zach was there, and he is concerned that they are in there fighting. But Pam, the receptionist, is trying to run interference, like, no, don't go in there, it's good, they're just talking, blah, blah, blah. Of course, girl, get out of my way, I'm finna go in and see what's going on. He opens the door, and they are knocking boots. Karen and Zach are in there knocking boots, and Aaron has walked in on them. So that sums up episode 20. Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see how this pans out. Aaron is probably just gonna walk away because Aaron don't give me fighter. He don't give me Bama at all. So Aaron's probably gonna end up walking away, and then it seems like Karen kind of puts it all on Zach in the next episode. But girl, you was just as much as blamed, so you should relax. You should definitely calm down. All right, so that is it for Tyler Perry Sistas Season 2, Episode 20, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.